Good evening, Husker Nation. I'm Brady Alderson reporting from the studio. The Sports Ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. It was a battle of the unbeatens this weekend as the 4-0-2 Husker soccer team took on the 4-0-1 Kansas State Wildcats. The game was scoreless until the second half when Kamaya Carpenter tallied 2 goals in a 5-minute span, tying her career high. It was the second multi-goal game of the season for Carpenter and the third time this season she has scored the game winner for the Huskers. So Nebraska improves to 5-0-2 and remains undefeated. Let's transition to another unbeaten Husker team as Volleyball played their first 2 home matches of the season, improving to 6-0 after the weekend with wins over Wright State and Cal. The Huskers set a season-high hitting percentage of .419 against the Golden Bears on Sunday in a match in which they never trailed. Harper Murray and Andy Jackson led the way, both with double-digit kills, as Nebraska continues their perfect season. Finally, 2 Husker golfers earned top 15 finishes this weekend at the Second Swing Gopher Invitational in Minnesota. Sophomores Jackson Binge and Brody Cunningham tied for 12th individually, both posting 1 over after 3 rounds, as the Huskers finished 10th overall as a team. The Sports Ticker was brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the Retirement Compass. Visit stonebridgeiwn.com. Coming up next is 1 hour of Sports Nightly, is Hour 1 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Ball at the Akron 47, right to left in a scoreless game. Rhule under center, single back as Johnson takes a snap, turn right hand off Johnson up the middle, burst at the second level. There he goes, 35-30, near left numbers 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in, touchdown, Huskers. 47 yards. 3rd down and 9 at the 3-yard line. Akron in the shadows of their own goal line. Full house pistol. Finley claps for the snap, takes, hand off. That's a safety. Jordan Gadd is swung down by Cade Petshaw. Indeed, welcome to college football, young man. Gets the safety. 9-0 Huskers.
There's Laney. Here come Huskers. Quick attack. Manaya Obeche. She's putting on a clinic. It's Manaya Obeche Friday night at the Devaney, 23-14.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Happy Victory Monday at times, 3? Husker soccer, Husker volleyball, Husker football. It was a winning weekend here in Lincoln.
A lot of winning.
Lots of winning.
Capital City is the winning city.
That's all we do is win.
That's what I like to say. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Is that a DJ Khaled song? I think it is, right? Is T-Pain in that song? I think T-Pain's coming to...
I don't know. The last time you guessed musical artists, you were way wrong.
It doesn't end well, does it?
No, it doesn't. But, wow, I mean, so many good things to talk about over the weekend. But your first night in Memorial under the lights, how was it?
First thing that stands out was the drone show, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I've done a couple radio hits since the first game, and I've gotten that question. And I would say the biggest thing that stands out, one is I remember walking out of my apartment at like 9 a.m., right? Just wanted to get an early walk in. Felt like a fall morning, too, which is nice. And already seeing the tents up for a 6:30 game. Like the tailgate tents are up. And, I don't live like right on the stadium either. Like it's a pretty big walk from where some of these people were tailgating, but they were set up at 9 a.m. and it was cool. It's great to see that, especially the Haymarket area, what that looked like after a game. And, even when I left the stadium, there was still some traffic for me getting home. And this was hours after the final whistle.
Yeah.
So it was another sellout. Expecting a lot of that same energy. Even though it's a morning game, expect a lot of that same energy. But it was cool.
Yeah, it was electric. And I love the fact that fans stayed in place. I know a lot of it was the drone show has garnered quite the reputation. And so a lot of people wanted to see that. But they were loud. And starting with the Cornhusker kickoff was unbelievable. That was awesome atmosphere.
A lot of people there. I saw pictures.
It was like 1 in, 1 out. I mean, it was incredible atmosphere, and then just I know Coach Rhule has really talked about it, just unbelievable. And, I told you this before, just when you are already are limited on the number of home games, but then you start talking about when Fox's big game is at 11 a.m. and CBS is 2:30. You just are, when you start to be in that conversation, you just don't get the opportunity to have many night games.
Yeah, I know, and that's why you can't take them for granted. I don't care who the opponent is, but I know this. Fans had a lot of fun the other night. Whenever you got to see something, and again, I don't care who the other uniform was, who the opponent was. When you put up 68 points,
and a 0.
And you get the shutout, first time since I think the Holiday Bowl in 2009. You put up over 700 yards of total offense. Those are not words and sentences that have been said pretty much often over the last 10 years. So you've done some things, and the excitement of the offense, and we went through these position previews. I mean, how many of these days during the summer we were talking about the potential of this team? And you'll know more about the potential in a couple weeks once you start Big Ten play. And Cincinnati was a really good team. I think they'll be better than what we projected. A lot of people projected them to be and what they've been. But I think a lot of people are eager after this week, and you never take an opponent for granted. Houston Christian's a pretty good FCS program, but I think a lot of people are eager to see Michigan come in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of teams across the country that haven't been able to do what Nebraska did to Akron. It's just, and Coach Rhule talked about it, it doesn't matter what kind of opponent. It's hard to get a shutout. It is really hard to do that, and especially when you're starting to play a lot of different players. I mean, that was the way that when you're running in there guys that are getting their first opportunities, and he had mentioned Ashton Murphy got the sack. I mean, just the different players that were holding up the standard even at the end, that they were playing with their hair on fire, making the most of their opportunities, not just getting out there just to play. I mean, they were holding up the standard and their end of the bargain when they got out there.
They played 108 people. You don't get the opportunity, aside from maybe this week if all goes well and similar. You don't get a chance to play 100-plus guys, and that's what Matt Rhule has done. And he said it in his press conference today, and we'll play some of those clips coming up here on the show, but he likes to rotate on defense. Here you had an opportunity. It's one thing to get reps in practice in fall camp on a Tuesday or a Wednesday of a game week, but actually get that reward if you're an Ashton Murphy, if you're a David Huffkin, go up and down the list of Mason Goldman, Maverick Noonan recovered a fumble. All that you get the reward of actually putting on the game jersey and playing on a game day and getting the opportunity to get in that box score on a game day. That means a lot to these guys.
402-413-2400 is the number if you want to text in or call in. The phone lines are open for you. Just really, I guess, in the past hour, there's been some leaked footage of the halftime speech, I guess, that Coach Rhule alluded to in his press conference today, that he got after him. And when I chatted with him at halftime, he came running out of there. He was sprinting, and I could tell he wasn't very happy. And he said that, and he's like, well, certainly wasn't happy with that drive to end the half, and I let him know about it. And the video has come out, and I think a lot of people are pretty fired up about it. But, he just wants these guys to have a certain kind of killer instinct, and it doesn't matter what the score is. You keep playing to that standard. And so we got a sense that, I kind of had a feeling after halftime when he had said that he let him know about it, and then he talked about it in the presser. But then we got we actually got to see it here recently on social media, as Will Compton actually put it out.
Yeah, I remember listening to the interview you had with Coach Rhule coming out of the locker room and saying, like, man, this doesn't sound like a coach that's up 33-0 at the half.
Yeah.
And he said in his presser, and he might have even said post-game, that he let this team have it at halftime because it just wasn't up to the standard. Again, his big thing is, you go back to last year when they played, was it Northern Iowa, right before
UNI, yep.
And, you sort of got caught up in who the opponent was, and then all of a sudden the way you played lacked against Illinois. His big thing is, this is a nameless, faceless opponent. I don't care if it's Akron, Houston Christian, or Michigan. I want every drive, whether it's the ones, the twos, to the threes, to play to a specific standard. I mean, this is a team that in Akron that had not scored in 8 quarters, and the fact that they were able to get into plus territory, able to get into field goal range, even though you're up 33-0, and in that first half you also left 14 points off the board, right? Because you fumbled inside the 2, you had quarterback sneak that was turned away at the 1. So there were some things to sort of pick and choose that you could look at if you're Matt Rhule. But I know him as a defensive guy. He was chapped that the fact that they had the opportunity to put points up before the end of the half.
Yeah, in fact, I think I asked him, what kind of mission is your defense on? He's like, well, I wasn't happy. I mean, like, he immediately went to that. It doesn't matter what they did because it is that next play mentality with this team. And it's good, bad, or whatever happens, it's on to the next. You cannot get hung up on that. And that's what he preaches. And the fact that last drive was not that, he was not happy about it.
Well, it's also, I've seen footage of Nick, a lot of people, of the old Nick Saban footage is coming out with the Alabama struggles of, they were up 65 to whatever at Arkansas, and the video of him on the bench just absolutely berating players and chewing them out. That's a standard that matters, that people see, no matter what the scoreboard, because when you get in that one-score tight game against Michigan or Penn State, you think about how we played it against Akron and Houston Christian, where everybody had the same exact intensity. And that's what really, I think, stood out to me. The play did not drop between the 1s to the 2s to the 3s. I think everybody put something on tape because all these guys that are 2s and 3s are trying to put something on tape for when Big Ten play comes and they have the opportunity to get more snaps. What do you have to look to aside from practice footage? It's, okay, what did I do against Akron and Houston Christian? These are some of the underclassmen. This is their chance to get snaps to audition for conference play.
So there were a lot of crazy numbers, right? We talked about the shutout, first one since 2009, over 700 yards, the 20 completions by Dylan is a program record. The punt return yards by Ja'Cory was more than the total team had, the team total from last year. Emmett's 140. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Is there one stat that is really more, I guess, the most impressive to you or that stands out to you the most?
I would say, 728 yards of total offense is something. I think the 20 consecutive completions that you brought up that Dylan had that set a new school record, he could have heard the noise, right, this after the Cincinnati game. Hey, Dylan, you need bigger plays. You need to go downfield. You need to find a way to hit people 20, 25 yards downfield. And Coach Rhule's echoed to that same effect. He's not trying to throw the Patrick Mahomes sidearm sling. He can do all those things. He can make all those incredible throws. In fact, we saw it in the Dane Key touchdown. If you go back and watch that Dane Key touchdown,
impressive.
Jess, he lined that over an underneath defender, hit Dane right on the 6 with a defender that was draped on his hip in the smallest of windows in the back right corner.
Yeah,
of the
just to allow Dane to get his feet in. It was unbelievable, right on the money. It was, one of those, for as much as he's been making those routine plays, he does pull out one of those that reminds you that he can do something special like that.
And he's doing exactly what Dana Holgorsen wants.
Yeah.
How many times has Dana said we want to make the routine plays consistently that eventually turn into explosive plays? They made the routine plays against Cincinnati. They made the routine plays consistently against Akron. And then all of a sudden, Emmett gets in the open field. Ja'Cory gets in the open field. Ja'Cory had nearly 60 yards after the catch. You see Isaiah Hunter in the open field. Those smaller mesh concept crossing routes, you make those routine plays consistently. Luke Lindenmeyer, he made 3 catches on 3 targets, caught his first career touchdown, and of course had such an awesome post game with his proposal. But all these guys are making the routine plays, and you do that enough, eventually this is going to turn into an explosive offense of what guys can do after the catch.
Yeah, and people can say whatever they want, but the fact that there have been 2 games now that Dylan has spread the ball around to double-digit receivers, that is hard to prepare for. I don't care what kind of team awaits. They're watching the film, and it's going to be really hard to key in on Dane Key. There's a lot of guys that he's proving it, that he's willing and able to spread the ball around.
Yeah, I think it was like 14 or 15 different receivers the other night against Akron. I remember looking up at one point, Jess, and seeing Dane Key had 1 catch for 5 yards. And Damon said at that point, well, what do you do against this offense? If you key in on Dane Key, no pun intended, well, Isaiah Hunter's going to beat you. And Isaiah's been outstanding.
Yeah.
The first 2 games of the year.
Ja'Cory Barney's going to beat you.
Barney, it's like we've
Luke
been
Lindenmeyer.
waiting for him to pop, and Luke Lindenmeyer is somebody who's really developed. He is exactly what you want in a Husker. Came in as a walk-on, wanted to be here, waited his time. You don't see that a whole lot. And then now he gets his moment. He's become such a better pass catcher, route runner. He's always been a good run blocker. And now he's getting the fruits of his labor. You're seeing all these guys that have developed. They have not had that opportunity to play, and now they're developing. I mean, Emmett Johnson is a star.
Yeah.
He's a legit star. And I think one of the biggest takeaways I had, Jess, the other night was Isaiah Mosey. I mean, they couldn't tackle the guy.
Yeah.
He didn't have a carry, I don't think, but he had 3 or so catches. But the plays that he made after the catch were incredible. I mean, they just could not tackle him.
Yeah.
And so you see the athleticism of those guys.
And the thing is to his defense, they've been saying that he's had those plays in practice too against Nebraska's defense, which is solid. So it's not just like that's a one-time thing. They've been seeing that out of Mosey. It's a reason why he's getting the opportunities, because he's shown he can do it in practice too.
He had 55 yards after the catch, 3 catches for 65 yards. So a lot of those were catches around the line of scrimmage and just go.
All right, we do have a caller. Jim in North Platte is calling in. Jim, how's it going?
I am doing fine. How are both of you guys doing?
Good,
Good,
Jim.
Jim. It's good to hear your voice. We were talking about you the other day. We haven't heard from you in a while.
And you know what? I would like to make a comment.
Okay.
Just about in what you two guys, you and the guy was talking about. Even if you play quality teams, that there's no way that you're going to get 700-800 yards in one game. And you know what I have noticed over the years? Iowa wins 95% of their ball games by the defense. And you know what? You ain't going to get near that many yards. Here's my deal. I just wish, I've known this is going on for the last 30 or 40, 50 years. I wish even Nebraska would play higher quality teams. And the reason I'm saying that makes your offense better and that makes your defense better. Thank you, and I want you to both have a good night.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, look, the schedule is what it is this year, but you played a good Cincinnati team.
Yeah, who put up over 300 passing yards last week.
They have NFL talent. They have an NFL nose guard. So you played a really good Cincinnati team, I think. And you look in the future, right? They have Oklahoma on the schedule. I think Arizona State. There's a bunch of Power 4 teams on the schedule. I know Troy was in here last week, a few weeks ago, whenever he did the AD show. All time is just kind of a concept at this point. But he was talking to an SEC team, possibly scheduling in the future. Yeah, I understand all that, but this team's going to be ready to go for Big Ten. You're not going to have 728 total yards of offense against Michigan, but you do have the experience of making the right play, the right decision. Look, Nebraska did exactly what they had to do. There's absolutely nothing to complain about what you saw against Akron. You did what you had to do. You blew out a team. I think the spread just was 35.5, and you doubled that up. So a lot to love, and let's worry about the positives.
And got a lot of guys in to get that the opportunities that you just can't replicate in practice. And a guy like TJ Lateef, you never know when you're going to have to call on him. He's shown he can do it in a game.
Yeah, we didn't even mention him.
There's a lot of different guys that showed. I think Cade Petchock, I think he's going to provide now some more depth on the defensive line because he can show what he can do in a game. Regardless of competition, it's different when you do it in a game. And there's a lot of guys that got some opportunities that they can build off of and know that they can call on down the road if their number is needed.
Confidence matters. Being able to do it when the lights are bright, when they're selling popcorn, when the stadium is full, all that matters. You think of the confidence boost that you get. God forbid anything happens to QB1, right? you have a guy that I think you're confident in TJ Lateef, who now had that opportunity and hopefully will have this opportunity this week to get more reps, but he looks special. Everybody on the field, they play with an edge.
Yeah, for sure. All right, appreciate the call, Jim. And again, our phone lines are open. Give us a call, give us a text, 402-413-2400. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. When we come back, we're going to hear from the head coach. He had his media availability today, Matt Rhule, just on the other side of this.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Dory Milberger or Darren Frazier in Omaha, or agent Terry Dingwell in Fremont.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. I feel like Matt Coatney here tonight, Kyle. We got the phones are ringing off the hook right now, so let's get to them. Let's start with Bruce in Oregon. Bruce, how's it going today?
Yeah. Hey, it's going good. How you doing, Jessica, Kyle? Hey, I just wanted to make one thing, like non-conference schedules usually in college football, are pretty much soft anyway. We do get the games like, where you'll have Michigan against like Oklahoma, like that we just had, on Saturday evening. But, it's great to see guys that if the game was close in the third string, that wouldn't be able to be in there. And I don't think there's a problem. I don't have a problem with, with the way their offense or anything. I think that it's great to see guys that are new that gets to get into a game like this and actually showcase what we could have for the future in the next few years. So thank you.
Yeah, I think it's also key too, is like guys want to play. Now in the transfer portal world, if you don't play, you're more inclined to transfer. These games allow some of those players to play. I think with the new edict from the College Football Playoff Committee now that they're saying we're going to finally put more weight on strength of schedule, non-conference strength of schedule, that eventually you're going to see some of these Power 4 on Power 4 games pop up.
Appreciate the call, Bruce. All right, Let's go to Iowa now. Troy in Iowa calling in. Troy, how's it going today?
Not too bad, Jessica. I want to make at least one or two comments. I noticed we haven't gotten, very many sacks lately, but I think it's important to know that we've gotten many turnovers and tackles for losses. Now, tackles for losses are pretty much guaranteed because if you try to sack the quarterback, they could throw the ball away or throw it out of bounds or, and stuff like that. But tackle for loss, those are pretty much almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm going to look at this week is can they get home to the quarterback? Yeah. I think Deshaun McCullough played like his hair was on fire the
Willis
other night.
McGahee did
Willis
too.
McGahee was in the backfield. Kate Petchock, who had the safety, his first career tackle.
Vincent Shavers had a couple QB hurries.
And then you mentioned Ashton Murphy.
Yeah.
So there were some plays. That was my thing. Like, I want to see the dominance of these two on paper. We know what it is when they're stacked up against each other. I want to see that. And we saw that against Akron.
And I think that this coaching staff they want more sacks. They got to get in the backfield more. So it's I think something that they would agree with you too, Troy. So thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right, calls are rolling in here. I appreciate it. And then Scott in Sioux City said, snap, hold, kick. Perfect. That's another thing, too.
Yeah,
I mean, the special teams, especially the field goal unit and extra points, have been on point. And, again, something that was last year at times was a little hold your breath-ish, and so the fact that they've been able to come out from the week 1 and week 2 and have no issues, and we're not talking about it except for I appreciate the text on that, Scott, but it's been looked really, really sharp here to start the season.
Yeah, when you're not talking about a long snapper, that's usually when you talk about a long snapper, it's because chaos has ensued. The operation, I think, has been clean. Last year necessarily wasn't the field goal kicker or the punter specifically, but they take the brunt of the blame. It's more of the whole operation, like you said, snap, hold, kick. Kick's the last part of it. Like Mike Eckler says, if you're not doing the other 2/3 of the whole deal, then it doesn't matter, right? So that the first two of those the whole process have been working really well so far.
All right, so we told you we'd hear from the head coach. Let's get to that now. Matt Rhule meeting with the media today, his weekly press conference, and it was, like 40 minutes long.
He was after it.
But we picked out a few of the highlights, and let's start with Luke Lindenmeyer, the star of Saturday Night Show, but just on his development as a pass catcher.
Yeah, I mean, Luke well, I mean, he's going to, I think the number one thing is he's always going to be where he's supposed to be, and a lot of things we do are not just like you run this route, but like, yeah, he made the one-handed catch early on in that game, and that's one where, like, you know, you run 5 yards, you sit it down, you hook in. If you get matched, you break out, and you have a quarterback in Dylan who he sees the defense. Like a lot of people just see the offense, he sees the defense. So the minute he sees a guy match, he's expecting the guy to break out, and so we've had times in the first couple of years. That's a play. That's not a Holgerson play. It's not a Sat play. That's a day one play, you know what I'm saying? And so there's been times where he's expecting a guy to break out and he's not, and then, you know, it's just hard to play quarterback that way if you play with anticipation. So Luke's somebody who's always going to do those things. He's got great body control. He catches the ball. To me, Luke is an example of someone who has continued to also improve. Now, you are correct. He had to get those opportunities, and I think, you know, one thing about Dana, because he so values, he always talks about routine plays and guys who can execute the plays. That guys who do that at a really high level, they get the first nod, and then as they get an opportunity, they start to make a ton of plays. And so I'm really pleased with Luke. But Luke's done a great job also. Of like we got here, you know, he had some concussions. You know, he was kind of, is he a fullback? Is he this? And I think he's just done such a good job of developing his body, developing his neck strength, cutting down his body fat, and, you know, I think a lot of his personal discipline in his life, whether it be his faith or obviously his relationship, translates over into the things that you eat, the things that you drink, the amount you sleep, and that then leads to your body getting faster, trimmer. And so he's, to me, a guy that's building his speed. Really pleased with Luke, though. Really pleased.
I know Damon really loved the tight ends, the tight end room coming into the year. Part of because of what we thought maybe the ceiling or the jump of Luke Lindenmeyer would be this year. I don't think anybody thought through 2 games that he would be this, right? You think of the first catch that he made was that one-handed catch along the sideline. It was like a wide receiver type of catch, and then, you know, has that touchdown as well, and you just think about the day that he's had. But like I said before, is exactly what Nebraska's all about. He had the opportunity to, I believe it was Army, he had a scholarship offer to play for.
And his parents wanted him to go there. That's where they both went.
And instead, he decided to walk on at a place that he wanted to be. And Coach Rhule says, I want people that want to be here. I want people that want to embrace Nebraska. We know Coach Rhule loves and has embraced this place. But he's just, you think of all the teammates on social media that have talked about Luke and his proposal and all those things, and how happy the entire team was there watching it. So they all love Luke, and he's a leader of this team. And it's just great to see guys who have waited their time now see the production on the field.
We're going to hear from Luke here coming up in hour number 2. I had a chance to sit down with him for the Cornhusker conversation this week, so we'll bring you a part of that conversation here in hour number 2. You know, another thing that, you know, I talked about on the broadcast, but to your point about the tight end room and how high everyone was on that, Mac Markway was a part of that. And then unfortunately he goes down. He was able to come out of the tunnel with Coach Rhule and, you know, led the team. He didn't lead the team, but before they let the team out of the gate, they came out first. And when he got over to the sideline, just very, very emotional. But then once he got through that, to see his involvement too, just how invested he was in his teammates. And I mean, he was the happiest dude on the sideline when Heinrich Harburg pulled off that block for Emmett Johnson on that touchdown run. I mean, but I just thought that was it was emotional to see, but then just to see how invested he still was in his teammates once, you know, everything got settled was cool to see.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, I think, not to get too far ahead, but next fall camp you really root for, right?
Yeah.
That can just get through fall camp and have the opportunity to put on that uniform. Just has not been able to get through a couple of fall camps now, but yeah, that must have been incredibly emotional. But for somebody to be that invested, understanding how disappointing it was in the offseason, pretty cool. You
And the fact that, you know, we're still talking about a deep tight end room, I mean, you one goes down, the fact that they have these kinds of guys that they can turn to step up into that. I mean, because he was part of that when you talk about the strength of the tight end room. And so the fact that they haven't really missed a beat just speaks to the depth they've been able to develop at that spot. All right, up next from Coach Rhule, how about the next step for this team as they enter the last non-conference game?
Just having a great today. Today's their off day, but even though they have to come over, they have to eat meals, watching the tape. We'll know a lot about our team tomorrow if they show up and if they know everything about the guy they're playing against, if they know the base fronts, if they know the top runs. The reason why we have a process, and process isn't the schedule, but the reason why we have a process we believe in is so that there's standards that, keep you locked in. If you're not matching the standard, then there's warning signs. As I said last week, I thought we lost the Illinois game starting the week before, just in terms of that's what we were supposed to do at halftime. Last game we were supposed to win by that much. What I was pleased at, I went after them at halftime. I freaking lost it in the locker room. I was pissed that that we let them drive the ball down right before the half and almost make a field goal. Like, where's the killer instinct, right? That's my that's why I bring up the thing about Archie. Like, I don't want to be a joke. I don't want us to be I want us to be a football place, right? Football teams, you put away the people you're supposed to put away. You don't let them have life. So I wasn't happy before the half, right? And then, when we went to take a knee and they cut us, which I have no issue with what they did. That's something you do at the end of games. They just, their kids are trained to do that. I went after our O-line. Like, they don't fear you. Like, teams are supposed to come in and they're supposed to say, like, I never want to. They're supposed to walk up to their AD and be like, don't schedule them again. That's the mentality we're supposed to have. And that's where I went off in the locker room, the coaches and players. And it's not that I have it and they don't. I just want to make sure that's my job, right? It's not Matt Rhule. It's the head coach at Nebraska. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to you play these teams. They want to come here. They want to play here. They're supposed to never want to play here again. And so that was what I was pleased about in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's something we echoed in the beginning, just the standard in which Nebraska wants to play, the ideal of a nameless, faceless opponent, whether it's FCS, Group of Five, or it's Michigan rolling in here. The standard is the standard. And, I would suggest if you haven't seen that video that was out there of Matt Rhule talking to his team at halftime, I'd go watch it. Sort of gives you an in-depth look as to just how intense of a guy he is. And you cannot take one drive off, one play off. You're going to come off the field and you're going to hear it. And the same intensity is not just through Matt Rhule. It's John Butler. It's Addison Williams. It's everybody, all these position coaches in that defensive room and on the flip side and the offensive side of the ball. The standard is it's there for all these coaches to really get after it.
All right, let's get to a break. Got one more we want to play for you from Coach Rhule, so we'll get to that here on the other side of this.
Husker fans, during this week's football game, we are recognizing the agricultural community in our great state with Akrs Ag Day celebration. Farmers and ranchers have helped build the culture of this state through hard work, grit, and toughness. Nebraska Athletics is proud of our agricultural heritage and strive to live out these same values every day. We would like to recognize and thank our partners supporting Akrs Ag Day: Beck's Hybrids, Pioneer, Central Valley Ag, Calcium Products, Nebraska Farm Bureau Financial Services, and High Street. Go Big Red.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with Power Core-less corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. Let's head out to West Point. Pete, one of our favorite callers. Pete, it's been a while. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Good to hear your voice.
So I just want to give my 2 cents, I guess. When I watch our defense, it looks to me like our personnel fits a 4-3 better than it fits a 3-3-5. We just ain't got that anchor in the middle like we had in the last 2 years. So they might have to look at that when they go against a Michigan or against a good offensive line team. And Lindmeyer, the tight end, he's probably my favorite player. He's just a good, hard-nosed, get-the-job-done guy. And Emmett Johnson, I really like him too. Them two are just old Nebraska football players. So I just want to give my 2 cents in.
Yeah,
awesome. Appreciate it, Pete.
A lot of guys that are easy to root for on this team. And the way John Butler sort of calls his defense, it's kind of amoeba-like. You could see, 4 down, 3 down, like that 3-3-5, the 4-3. You could see different looks with John Butler. I think that's where Elijah Judy has to maybe step up and what his production could be at that nose position. Riley Van Poppel's coming off one of the better games in his career. But, Nash and Ty, they're game changers. They're NFL players playing on Sunday, so that's hard to replace. But if you want to play that 3 down front and you're looking for that strong nose, that's where Elijah Judy and Riley Van Poppel, they got to take that next step.
Got a couple of texts coming in. I know we have had a few comments about the signal in Omaha. I know Denny in Omaha texted in, and I'll just tell you that they're in the process of upgrading the signal in Omaha. So hopefully that will be something that's a work in progress. They know they've heard the concerns. We've heard the concerns, and it's in the process of getting that fixed. We have a lot of great listeners from Omaha, so we're trying to target that and make the adjustments there. And then we had another text here. Let me get to it here. Mark had texted in, I think we're all right playing the non-conference schedule. We are. Play a tougher team than a few easier games. Guys down the depth chart need live reps and playing time. As the team improves through the years, and you can start to play better opponents.
Yeah, and look, I think eventually, like I said, the college football playoff, when it expands eventually to 16 or maybe 20-plus teams down the line, and we see the edict now, there's going to be more emphasis on non-conference strength of schedule. I think it's going to allow athletic directors and coaches to be a little bit more comfortable now to make that move to play more interesting non-conference Power 4 on Power 4 games. Look, if that edict comes out a couple of years ago, is Nebraska playing Tennessee? Probably, right? Because there was no reason to play that game, right? Like because in the past few years, that would really hurt you if you go to Neyland and lose that game against the Tennessee Volunteers. But now the way the college football playoff is set up and its eventual expansion, it's going to give you sort of that push to go and play that series, the home and home against Tennessee or who have you.
And Steve just chimed in and said, totally agree with Mark on the schedule. So there you go. All right, let's get to a break. Appreciate the phone calls, the text rolling in. We love the interaction, so keep them coming. 402-413-2400. Going to get to a break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Red 31,
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Welcome back. Final segment here of hour number 1 of Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. We have been, the phone lines, the text lines have been on fire. Appreciate Brady over there answering the phone calls. But did get a text from Jim in Columbus, said, only complaint that I have, which really shouldn't be a complaint, but I wanted to see Archie punt. His parents were here from Australia and his family. Listen, Jim, I know Archie's a favorite. When they announced him on the starting lineup on the video screen, his roar was so loud. I told you that back at Arrowhead when the specialists were running out. It was like the loudest cheer I think I've ever heard for a specialist group coming out to warm up. But I can tell you, I can promise you this, because I've talked to Archie multiple times. I've interviewed his parents last week going into the first game. I can promise you there's nobody more okay with Archie not being out on the field than Archie and his parents.
Yeah, Coach Rhule got some angry emails, I guess, after the game. But
yeah, and they're going to be here. They're here for a while. They're going to be here through the Michigan game. So they're going to get to see a couple more games, but I think they're okay if they don't see Archie punt.
Yeah, I think they might see maybe 1 or 2 over the next couple weeks, right? You can't be perfect all the time. What was it, 8 consecutive touchdown drives?
And they saw him punt it in Arrowhead. They were there at Arrowhead, too. So.
That's right. His first ever American football game. Look, Archie's said it multiple times. It's like, yeah, I'm glad to be here, but I understand that the team doesn't necessarily want me out there because it means we're punting the ball. But an effective punter means everything, and I think he's going to be such a Big Ten play, especially when the wind's swirling and things like that. He's going to be such an effective player for this team. When you think of one-score games, right, that's where this team struggled so often. A couple of factors stand out for me of, okay, how do you turn the tide on that? That's special teams, that's field position. Those are 2 things that stand out to me that can be a difference maker in one-score games. You have the punter now, you have a cleaner operation on special teams, and you saw the field position they had. Thanks to a lot of it was Ja'Cory Barney and some of the punt returns. Yeah. It's just something you haven't had in a long time.
Yeah. So, again, I understand that people were aware that his parents were there, but they've been around the facility. They've gone to practice. In fact, tonight, it's a really cool deal that they do. They have family dinner. And so family members of the coaches, of the players that are around and are able can come up and be a part. It's part of that family-type atmosphere, but because of that, because they're open arms to the families, Archie's family has been able to be around and have had conversations with, and they know the drill. They understand, and they are okay. They just, I think, are so blown away at just even seeing him run out of the tunnel, even just watching the whole ordeal, and they are completely understanding of what the situation is, and that it's best if Archie doesn't ever make it out on the field. But he will get his opportunities. They know that as well.
It's a long way from playing footy in Australia, playing a night game at Memorial Stadium. So he's come a very long way, and again, he is going to be a very key piece to this team.
Absolutely. All right. Wow, what a fast first hour. Love the interaction from you guys on the text line and the phone line as well. We'll keep them open for you here as we move into hour number 2, 402-413-2400. Coming up, hour number 2, we've got some basketball news we've got to talk about. Volleyball big weekend, and we're going to hear from Luke Lindenmeyer, one of the stars over the last couple of weeks, so we'll check in with him. I had a chance to chat with him. So lots more to come here on Sports Nightly in hour number 2. Keep it here.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series. Built Ford tough.
set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Good evening, Husker Nation. I'm Brady Alderson reporting from the studio. The Sports Ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. It was a battle of the unbeatens this weekend as the 4-0-2 Huskers soccer team took on the 4-0-1 Kansas State Wildcats. The game was scoreless until the second half when Kayma Carpenter tallied 2 goals in a 5-minute span, tying her career high. It was the second multi-goal game of the season for Carpenter, and the third time this season she has scored the game winner for the Huskers. So Nebraska improves to 5-0-2 and remains undefeated. Let's transition to another unbeaten Husker team as Volleyball played their first 2 home matches of the season, improving to 6-0 on the weekend after wins over Wright State and Cal. The Huskers set a season-high hitting percentage of .419 against the Golden Bears on Sunday, in a match in which they never trailed. Harper Murray and Andy Jackson led the way, both with double-digit kills as Nebraska continues their perfect season. Finally, 2 Husker golfers earned top 15 finishes this weekend at the Second Swing Gopher Invitational in Minnesota. Sophomores Jackson, Binge, and Brody Cunningham tied for 12th individually, both posting 1 over after 3 rounds, as the Huskers finished 10th overall as a team. The Sports Ticker was brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advising, a disciplined process, the Retirement Compass. Visit StonebridgeIWN.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Ball at the Akron 47, right to left in a scoreless game. Rhule under center, single back as Johnson takes a snap, turn right hand off, Johnson up the middle, Person at second level, there he goes, 35-30, near left numbers 20, 15, 10, 5, he's in, touchdown, Huskers! 47 yards. 3rd down and 9 at the 3-yard line. Akron in the shadows of their own goal line. Full house pistol. Finley claps for the snap, takes, hand off. That's a safety. Jordan Gadd is swung down by Cade Petshaw. Indeed, welcome to college football, young man. Gets the safety. 9-0 Huskers.
There's Laney. Here come Huskers. Quick attack. Manaya Obeche. She's putting on a clinic. It's Manaya Obeche, Friday night at the Devaney, 23-14.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. What did you make from the rest of the world of college football over the weekend?
Oh, craziness. My former employer
Yeah,
had a rough weekend.
That happened while we were on the air.
I couldn't believe it. So Damon's got a million things going on in the booth. He's watching 17 games and he's breaking down Nebraska and he's got a million things going on. I think that was probably the most shocking of all of them. Well, we're looking at the screen right now. Oregon beating Oklahoma State 69-3 after those two coaches sort of verbally sparred during the week. That was pretty eye-opening. I think the biggest thing is nobody's safe. Like Kansas State lost to Army. Penn State was in a battle with Florida International. You can't take anything for granted. And that's something that Damon had said continuously after we were, Coatney was going through his scoreboard, and it's that you don't take any opponent for granted. And the fact that you beat a team by 68 points, you should not take that for granted when you look around college football and you see how hard it was for some of these top teams to beat some of these Group of 5 schools.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, in this day and age, it doesn't take long for teams to turn things around either, I mean, team might not be very good last year, but then you make a haul in the transfer portal, all of a sudden you get a couple of older guys or some winners in there, and it kind of can change the momentum for a program in a hurry.
And, you look at schools that are paying their players, right? A lot of schools are paying their players now, so it's maybe a little bit easier with the rev share cap that you get a chance to keep some talent. So a school like USF has the opportunity to maintain some talent through that, and there's a lot of good football teams out there, and there's which is nice. There's a little bit more parity in some of these non-conference games, which is fun to watch.
For sure. All right, so I mentioned that we had some basketball news to talk about. You might have seen it on social media. That press release came out over the last couple of hours, but our very own Jake Muehlheisen, who has been on the air with Kent Pavelka the last 7 seasons, has decided that it's time for him to hang it up, and we love Jake. He's great. I know Kent loved Jake, and they were quite the duo, hilarious, knew each other so well, and they were like a old married couple. It was just so fun to hear the back and forth between the two, but then to also hear Jake talk about Kent and vice versa. But Jake's got a lot going on. He's got kids. He's got a job, all of that, and the travel's crazy. But so Jake has decided that he's going to hang it up, but we got a great replacement for him. Jeff Smith, I know a lot of Husker basketball fans will be very familiar with him, and especially Nebraska and Lincoln folks, because he's been around, he was a part of Danny Nee's staff for, I think, 7-8 seasons, and he's been a longtime high school coached at Lincoln East, and so Lincoln Southeast. So he coached Jake. So he came highly recommended by Jake, and I know the coaching staff in Nebraska here, they love him as well. I know he's around and knows this team, this program very well, and so yeah, we'll have a new voice on the air with Kent this year here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Yeah, somebody who's, of course, familiar to the program, and that helps too. And I'm sure it'll help that you still have Kent there calling the game, so that familiarity is still there for all the listeners. And it'll be an adjustment, just like me stepping in the booth as well. But I'm sure he's going to do a great job, and it's going to be a great broadcast. And it's coming. Basketball season is going to be here. What is it, the Friday before the Michigan game, the Rail Yard
A week
event?
from Friday is the Rail Yard. What is it called? Why did I just space it? Its name. There's a title of it.
You're looking at me, and I can't help you because I'm such a terrible radio partner.
But where they introduced the teams down at the Haymarket. They did it last year. They've had it at PBA, and then I was trying to see if I could pull it up, but they've had it at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and then they changed it last year, and it was awesome. Like, such a cool format. They had a court on the street. It was right there at the rail yard. Introduced the fans, had the DJ, you could sign autographs. They had some giveaways. It was awesome.
I think it's just called opening night.
Opening night, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
that's what opening night. So it's
September
down at the
19th.
So yeah, a week from this Friday night down there at the rail yard. It was a really cool event, and again, another event that was free. And so make your plans to be out there. And then from there, it's right around the corner that you'll start having exhibition games, and we are expecting to have the full schedules soon. Hopefully by the end of this week.
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
So we will be able to map out what the full schedule looks like for both these teams, and they're hoping by the end of this week. So, all right, got another call. Dennis is calling in. Dennis, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Hey, I just got one question here. I'm just kind of curious. I know Dylan's our main quarterback, and he's a good passer, and he can run when he has to. But when I see TJ Lateef out there, I mean, he's got speed, and he can really move. If Dylan gets in trouble, let's say we go against a quality team, and we're behind, is Rhule going to put him in to say that we need to get that ball down the field faster than what we're doing right now if things go wrong with Dylan?
You want the short answer on that one? No. Dylan, unless there's an injury or anything like that, Dylan's your guy. Let's not forget, Dylan has had an incredible start, one of the best starts of any FBS quarterback in the country. He's completed nearly 80% of his passes, while what we saw from TJ Lateef was exciting, enticing, all those things. He's got an arm. He's got legs. Dylan Raiola is a top-flight quarterback in college football who we hope starts every single game.
But Dennis, to your point, I do think you feel pretty good if you had to call him on him. I think we saw a lot of good things, and that's why he was moved up to the backup. I mean, he didn't start there at the beginning of fall camp, but he was here in the spring, made a lot of strides. Coach Rhule really bragged on him today in his press conference. He bragged on him after the game. His poise, the way he handles things, the team loves him. So I think you feel like the team, like it would be in good hands. But I'm with Kyle though. I hope that we don't have to see TJ Lateef very much this year.
Yeah, and maybe if you're blowing out Michigan or somebody in the Big Ten, then you get the opportunity to play him. But the thought would be, again, that 4-game threshold, right, for a red shirt.
Hey, but they said there's no plan for that. He's the backup.
There's always a plan for everything.
But if you don't have to utilize him, you still have that 4-game redshirt rule.
It's an interesting deal. Right?
Hey, Dennis, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you calling in.
I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say about that question. I've been wondering for the last year or so about it, but now that I've got it answered, I guess that's going to be the end of it.
Well, I tell you, I don't have all the answers, so it's just my opinion. I don't necessarily know if it's an answer or not, but appreciate you calling. It's be interesting logjam at quarterback, right? Because you still got Dylan, you got Dayton coming in, you got the big-time recruit Trey Taylor coming in as well.
He is
eventually.
at 2027.
So you got a lot of guys that are going to be in that room that we've been talking about.
I heard that he's got some wheels too.
Yeah, there's a lot of athleticism that's going to be coming in. So it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
Thank you. Yeah, I know that was a very popular topic on Big Red Reaction. Just Dylan has shown he can use his feet. I mean, we saw him a couple different times, but I think a lot of people hold on to the mobile quarterback, and while it is a luxury, Dylan is special.
He's played like one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
I know, and he's like top 5 in completion percentage and has thrown way more passes. And I think you can definitely see big time improvements from last year to this year so far through 2 games on just some of the decisions he's made. He's making those routine plays, and while it doesn't always look as flashy, he's doing what is being asked of him, as you talked about earlier. But he's a once in a lifetime type of quarterback. I mean, he is a really special quarterback, and I just don't even think we've been able to see yet exactly how special he is. And while you do like what TJ can do, he's a backup for a reason.
He surpassed, so he had a career high in yardage, in touchdown passes, first time ever throwing 4 touchdowns. He passed Turner Gill. He's 10th all time now in passing yards in Nebraska history. And somebody, if you can knock on wood, if we got some wood around here, you can knock on. But the one number that stands out, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's not turning the ball over.
Absolutely. All right. So you want to go ahead? We can go ahead and hear from Coach Rhule and what he had to say about TJ Lateef since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
David, can you pull that one up for us?
I'll never forget, putting Charlie Brewer in. We were getting I can't use the word, but you know what, kicked. And it was against Oklahoma State. And we were like, Charlie, all right, that's back when if you played him, I got fried for putting him in the game because you burned your red shirt, right? So Charlie, go in the game. And literally, I remember him putting his helmet on, and he looks at Garrett McGuire, and he's like, well, I'm never coming out, and went running in the game. Now, he was out 3 series later. But that's the confidence he had. I'll never forget PJ. We put when we lost that game I talked about, that Fordham game, we were trying to get something going. We put him in, and he had a guy wide open. He threw a beautiful, just overthrew him. He catches that ball. If the guy catches that ball, we probably don't lose that game. And PJ's probably the starter. It took me another 3 games. Well, TJ's not in that same situation, but I thought he exhibited the same confidence and the same I'm going to go do what I do, and at the same time still operated the offense. It wasn't like he was out there running around. He threw the ball on time. He missed the one sail route a little high. He made the right reads. He put the ball in guys' hands. He ran the football. He didn't reach the ball across the goal line. Just all these little details that you're looking for your quarterback to make good decisions, to protect the football and move the offense. I thought TJ showed all those things, and he just didn't look like a freshman to me. He just didn't look like – even the first snap was a little bit high, and he caught the ball and just kept playing. So I think, my thing with TJ is always hey, when we need you, you're going to have to be ready. And I thought that was real signs of life for him in terms of he's going to be ready. But he's had good practices. That's why he's been elevated up into that role. And then we're lucky to have a guy like Jalen here, Gramstad, who can operate everything and can play at a high level too. And then Marcos just gets better and better and better. So we have a really, really healthy quarterback room. TJ was very pleasant to see.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun watching him the other night, and the touchdown that wasn't for TJ Lateef, he had that little kind of stanky leg move.
The sideline went bonkers.
And the fact that was taken back, and it clear his knee was down, the ball was at the 1 yard line, but it's ugh. And then I think it was Mekhi Nelson who got his first career touchdown off of that because they handed it off to him next play. That was tough, the fact that wasn't a touchdown. But he was able to have a rushing score in the game, but I think that was the pinpoint moment that you look at, just the athleticism.
Well, and the sideline lost their mind on that. I mean, it was fun to see. But All right, let's go ahead and get to another break. Coming up on the other side of this, we're going to hear from Luke Lindenmeyer. Had a chance to chat with them as a part of this week's Cornhusker conversation, so we'll hear a little bit of this. And keep the calls coming in. I know we've had a couple call in and a couple texts we'll get to as well. So Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
This is the commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
100 years ago, one seed changed everything. In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn, the one that started it all, the one that still turns heads, and the one that grows the future. This year, we celebrate a century of innovation, one big milestone made possible by one moment, one farmer, 100 seasons. See how it all began at pioneer.com/100.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Pppl Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Pppl has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit pppbfeed.com. Pppl Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Sharon Lear in Papillion, Paul Hoos in Grand Island, or an Ord Sea Agent Matt Woodward.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with Power Corn-less corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
This life we love has never been easy. We've been blessed with million-dollar rains, and we've watched hope dry up. Still, we press on because our purpose is greater. Central Valley Ag prepares the table alongside our farmers, not just to grow food, but to nourish our families and our communities. At this table, everyone's welcome. Join us. We're saving you a seat. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Well, it just so happens last week, going into game day, I do a sit-down every week, Cornhusker conversation each week, and went into it after the Cincinnati game and picked Luke Lindenmeyer. Little did I know that he had big plans for Saturday night. I actually was privy to that information. We couldn't include that in the pregame show, so I apologize because we couldn't let it out there.
He didn't want to ruin the proposal.
Couldn't spoil the proposal moment, but I did know it was coming because he did talk about it. He told me his plans during the conversation. So I was pretty cool to see how it all unfolded.
Yeah, the whole team was in on it. I remember it was funny. Matt Rhule said in the post-game show, he's like, he asked me for permission. He's like, no, not. I think he asked the parents for permission. It's just to do it on the field. Really cool. And there was a awesome video that was put out on social media of right before he was about to do it. It was him and Matt Rhule standing on the field, and he's like, "You nervous? You nervous?" Like, yeah. So, very cool. The whole team was there. The whole team was in on it, and it was one of those Polaroid moments you have forever.
Yeah, I mentioned I chatted with his parents, and they gave a lot of credit and kudos to Susan Elza. In fact, said when they knew that she was going to take it over and make sure that it got executed, that they were not nervous at all. But funny story, because they are awesome people. But Vincent and Cynthia, they were in the stands, and he was going to make sure his phone was charged so that he could get the moment when it happened. And so he was in the concourse when Luke scored his touchdown, because he thought, well, there's no way they're going to score this late in the half. So he missed, but he said he was actually kind of glad because he got to hear your call and Damon's analysis and hear all the crowd react. So he actually was kind of appreciative of it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is I don't think you'd have to worry about getting a recording of it because the entire creative department was in on it.
Right.
So you'd have everything you're going to have everything you want from that moment. But it was cool that he's listening.
I told him, don't worry, it won't be the last touchdown Luke scores.
Yes.
But all right, let's get to a portion of that conversation I was able to have with Luke Lindenmeyer. Take me into just this year, your approach to this year, knowing that you were going to be in a bigger role and that they were going to utilize you in this offense. Just how ready and what's gone into you being able to be ready for this role this season.
It's been ever since my freshman year. I think learning from Travis, learning from Nate, learning from Thomas, just watching them and how they knew they were going to the game like as the guy and how they prepared, what they did during the week. Their film study, what they did before and after practice, and just building my routine on what I'm going to do before and after practice, before and after games, and really just being prepared and ready for any winning moment that comes my way.
Every time you got the ball, it took like 3, 4, 5 defenders to get you down. What's it going through your mind when you catch the ball?
Just run. Just catch it and run. I mean, first catch the ball, obviously, but I try to make it, like Coach Holgren says, don't let the first guy tackle you, make the first guy miss. And I never want just one person to be able to tackle me. I always want it to be one or two, like coming in after the first guy.
Okay, so let's go back to more of your beginnings and when you first started playing football and thinking about what's next. Mm-hmm. What went into your decision to want to walk on here and continue your career here as a walk-on?
Wow. Well, I don't want to play football at first, but I wanted to play basketball in college, and I kind of got to my junior year where I was like, I don't think I'm going to grow anymore, and nobody really wants a 6'4" power forward. So my high school coach convinced me to come back and play football still, because I was actually thinking of not playing football in my sophomore year and just focusing on basketball, so props to him for getting me to keep playing football. But I could have gone to my parents' alma mater, and I felt like there was some pressure for me to go there, but I just felt like my mentor and God called me to walk on here, take a chance on myself, and play at this level.
So then, from the start, what you talked about it being a long process. What were some things that you did that did you believe all along that you were going to get your opportunity at some point?
Honestly, I didn't really think, I never even could imagine this could ever come at some point, if that makes sense. I really honestly took it day by day, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was a freshman, I would covet just being a starter, and that's all I wanted. And then it was 2 years ago when I got on the field, and it wasn't really everything I imagined. I kind of still felt empty on the inside a little bit, just from even after a win, yeah, hooray, we won, but then after that, it still just felt empty. And it wasn't until last year where I really took a deep dive in my faith, and instead of just living for pleasure, I started living for purpose, and that's when I really took off. That's why I really started having more confidence in my ability to play, because I know I have a Savior that loves me and died for me and gave me eternal life. And knowing that, I can play with all the confidence in the world, and knowing that I can play with so much love for all my teammates, for my coaches, and everybody in the program.
Oh, that's amazing. So, but before that, though, that moment, what kept you kind of sticking around and battling through it when you did feel empty at times, or you were wanting more opportunities? What kept you here at Nebraska too?
Teammates, coaches who believed in me, my mentor I was talking about before, Yano. He called me every day, just continuously encouraged me to stay in the playbook, that my time was going to come, even though I was on the scout team, going against Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis, getting destroyed each and every day. And it's so easy to just be so focused on what's happening right now and lose sight of the big picture, the eternal perspective. And I think just having those people pour into me and give me that advice, having older guys above me keep encouraging me, and just having people telling me I did a good job today and that I'm going to be a good player someday. Coach Brown, I would meet with him one-on-one just to increase my faith, and he would start the meeting off that I had some good blocks today, I'm going to be a good player. Mickey Joseph instilled a lot of belief in me. And then when this new staff came, I think Coach Campbell and Coach Rhule kind of took me aside and asked me what kind of player I thought I was, and I was focused on the daily kind of player, but they saw NFL picture for me. I didn't even think I could be in the NFL, and the only person who, other than them, who believed me that was also Yano, because when I didn't even think I could play at this level, he was talking about, hey, I'm gonna be in the green room when you get drafted one day, and I'm like, what? I don't even have a Division I offer right now, and he's talking about NFL. So just people believing in me, I had no other choice but to believe in myself too, because of their belief in me.
Wow, that's awesome. So I know a lot has been made about, you were a blocking guy, and then, you can catch the ball. You always knew you could catch the ball. Oh, yeah. But what made you okay with being in the role that you weren't necessarily catching a lot of passes yet, just doing whatever you can? What made you okay with that role?
Well, Coach Mosey came in front of the team during fall camp and kind of talked, and I kind of identified with it because that's what I did 2 years ago. He said, know your role and accept your role and be proud of your role. And I knew with two older tight ends in front of me, two great tight ends in front of me, that I wouldn't be, in for the cool routes and stuff. So I had to find a way to get on the field. And a lot of people do that today through special teams, and mine was the blocking plays, the blocking personnel plays. And I always knew I could catch because in high school I was actually a receiver. I was the outside receiver wearing number 99, but I did play O-line when I was starting football in 6th grade and moved to tight end in middle school. But yeah, I just had to find my role, accept my role, love my role, and just do anything I can to help the team.
Okay, so then when Coach Holgerson gets here and says, okay, this is a guy that we're going to utilize to throw the ball to, what was that process like, and what did that mean to you that he identified that in you as well?
Well, lot of my teammates noticed, like, and a lot of the coaches noticed too, as soon as he got here, I don't know why, but like something kicked in me, and I just like started going crazy in practice. Like I started blocking my butt off, like putting people on the ground and just having like a lot of effort. And I guess I kind of saw that as like an opportunity to show what I could do. And he noticed it and he trusted in it.
That's cool. So then just how have you gone about just developing that chemistry with Dylan, that he does trust throwing you the ball too, and that you're a guy he can rely on to catch the ball when he throws it to you?
Me and Dylan have a great relationship. He's just a guy, he trusts me, I trust him, we joke a lot. We hang out like off the field too, so being together in that, we both share the same faith, so being able to talk about that, pray about that. Went to church together during the off season, so just creating our bond off the field too, so that we can trust each other on the field. Like today, we missed a throw, so we got it after practice, make sure we got it down 100%, so we're ready for the game.
And that was this week's Cornhusker Conversation presented by Woodhouse. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. You can tell that he and Dylan have spent a lot of time together and have really developed that chemistry, that rapport. Dylan trusts throwing him the ball.
Yeah, and he said it in there too. Whenever Dana took over last year, he was a different player. He was targeted more, played a lot, 50 snaps in the bowl game. You think of it, coming into this year, he only caught 5 career passes. He has eight catches through the first 2 games. So he's going to be a huge part of this thing. He's no more of an afterthought of being a walk-on anymore. Luke is the centerpiece of what we hope was a huge jump for the offense.
Mitch, when I was chatting with his parents, I asked them how they felt when they hear the whole crowd chanting Luke, and Luke has talked about this, that he loved Luke Reimer, and they did that with Luke Reimer, and his parents as well love Luke Reimer, and then to hear them do that now for him, and especially during the starting lineup, they said they got a little emotional when they heard that.
It's just an easy name to chant. If you name your kid Luke and they become an athlete, it's just easy. That's not a boo, that's Luke. It was Kansas City, it was loud.
Yeah, it was.
It was loud. He should have had a touchdown against Cincinnati, too.
Yeah.
He's about a half yard away.
And it was loud during the starting lineups, too. Him and Archie and Dylan. They're
the most popular guys here. Again, Luke is everything that represents Nebraska in Nebraska football, and now you're seeing him. He's going to be a star.
Yeah.
He is a star.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to a break. Coming up on the other side of this, we'll take a listen to my conversation with Riley Van Poppel. Coming up on the other side of this.
When you buy a Subaru, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long, long time. In fewer words, you're buying trust. And for a limited time, you can celebrate with special offers during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through September 2nd. Get special low rates on select new Subaru vehicles now through September 2nd. Visit Duto Subaru in Lincoln and online at dutosubaru.com.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to protect against wear and deposits. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99 in-store only. Limit supply. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family, dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Does your air conditioner have you in distress? Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commissions. This equals fair treatment to our customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company. And now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a new York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Coach Rhule was pretty high on the play of Riley Van Poppel and said it's one of his better games that he's played on Saturday.
Yeah, it was ferocious up front, had that block field goal as well. We want to talk about special teams, but keeping Akron off the board, and I'm sure it lit a fire underneath him, the whole black shirt deal, not having a black shirt before that first game. So eventually, I'm sure he'll have the opportunity to wear one, but maybe that lit a fire underneath him.
Not sure people saw. He almost took out some folks on the sideline celebrating, but it was pretty funny hearing him describe the whole ordeal. So we wanted to play that back for you here tonight. Here is my post-game conversation with Riley Van Poppel. How would you describe that performance? Just total team effort, right?
Yes, ma'am. You look at all aspects of the game. I think the team played amazing. We were out there playing for each other. No one moment or one person was bigger than the team. It was just fun to go out there. You could tell on the sidelines, energy was there. We always say we want to be the best sideline locker room, and you had the energy, you had the focus, you had just everything you want in a good game.
Well, let's start just with the safety. How big was that, and how important was that at that point in the game?
Oh, it's big time. We talk about it all the time. If you're backed up, if you have the offense backed up, statistically the defense, that team should score next, whether that's a defensive score or you get the ball back and the offense goes down and score. And so no matter what we do, we know our offense trusts us. We're going to go out there. We're going to get the ball back, number one. And then number two, if we can do it ourselves, we're going to do it ourselves. And so it's just it's a lot of momentum, especially at the start of the game, to kind of just set the tone for what's going to come the next few quarters.
How about Cade making that play and just some of those young guys, too, that were able to step up tonight?
Yeah, it's awesome watching them out there. Like Cade, he's out there early in the action, and he's been playing his butt off. And it's been so fun to kind of just watch them. I try to do what I can and kind of help lead them and give them tidbits here and there. And just watching him go out there and just play with his hair on fire is just so fun. And being next to him, you know he's going to go out there and you're going to do your job so he can make plays, and he's going to do the same thing so you can make plays. It's just a back and forth.
Awesome. Okay, take me to the block field goal. What'd you see? How fun was that to be a part of that?
I think that's my first one career in football ever, so it was a lot of fun. We always talk, field goal for us is you turn it on, it's an attitude play. A lot of teams take that off. We're not going to do that. We're going to go out there and we're going to, like I said, attitude play. It's me versus the man or us versus the man across from you, and who's the bigger man. And so me and Judy got down there and we kept saying it to each other. We've been saying it for since fall camp. It's who's going to block the first one. We're going to get one. It's just a matter of when and who. And then I was like, Judy, let's just stay low and let's just go. We work the technique every day. Let's just stay low and drive. And so I thinking about it after the fact, I realized I should have picked up the ball and ran, but I just got so excited. I didn't know where I just started freaking out.
You almost took out some teammates, too. I mean, you hit him in Johnson hard. I think there was a couple of coaches in the way of it. I mean, you were pretty fired up after that happened.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the sideline. I was trying to find Coach Eck or Coach Humphrey, and Humphrey was the first one I saw, and so I was running straight at him, and, I was just trying to jump up, see what I could do. Between us, I was trying to knock him on the ground. But, it was fun. Just getting, like I said, the sideline energy was great, so everyone just celebrating was just amazing.
So Coach Eckler came over, watched it on replay on the iPad 5 times, and called you over. How great was it to get to share that with him? I mean, obviously, I know he's brought a lot to special teams, but he believes in you guys, and it's got to be fun to share that moment with him.
Yeah, he has the juice, and he's believed in us since day one. So, I was looking for him, and then I walk over there, and I see him, and he has the iPad up, because we couldn't find it on our iPad, so he has it right there. And he was like, watch this. And, he's believed in us since day one that we're going to get one. So just watching the energy he had was amazing. Just, like I said, it was all 11 of us on that field goal team going out there with the right attitude and mindset to get it done.
What did he say to you about the play you made?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think I was still a little blacked out. I remember he gave me a high five. He said something, but in the moment I can't recall.
Well, how just this overall performance, how much can you guys build off of this and continue to stack days and make improvements going off of this one?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just stacking days after each performance. You look back at week one, most college football teams make their jump from week 1 to week 2, and I think you saw that from us today. But as well-rounded of a game we played, we still have so much to improve on every aspect of the game too. So it's just about getting in the film room tomorrow, watching it, grading yourself, and then moving on to practice and the team we have next week. And so just learning your job, learning the technique, and just executing every time you get out there at full speed, learning to play physical, violent, and just high effort.
Great stuff. Congrats on the win.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Kyle, there was a moment where you and Damon were talking on the broadcast about Coach Eckler, and it was after something that didn't go right on special teams, and you wish you could have had a camera on Coach Eckler. I wish you could have seen it too, because it was funny to watch because it was that same drive that they ended up blocking that field goal, and just to see his emotions, how it swung from that to how just hyped he was on the sideline after that blocked field goal. It was so fun to watch.
He is born to be a football coach, Mike Eckler. He is a football coach built from a lab. See his energy in his special teams period and the way he gets after it. It's like special teams is taken to the importance of what it should be. Special teams is a very important part.
And the guys have bought into that.
It can win you games, and it can lose. As we know around here, it can lose you games. And Mike Eckler, I think, has taken this group to a whole different level. Now you're just getting started here, but I feel like we mentioned, the operations are clean. You have the blocked field goal punt or field goal kick. You have the punt return, which has become a facet that we haven't seen around here in quite some time. So it's going good so far.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get to our final break here. On the other side of this, a very highly requested guest going to sit in and tell a story that has been going around and defend himself. We're going to let Brady hop in the hot seat because there's been a story going around. The guys in the chat have been wanting to hear from him, so we're going to have Brady. And then we got weekend winners as well. So keep it here. Final segment of Sports Nightly coming up next.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Victory Monday show with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. And listen, we've had a lot of requests for Brady. Brady is here. He did the ticker, did a great job with the ticker. But I was hoping to get you on last week because there was a story that came out. Mitch Sherman, who we're both a big fan of, Kyle's a big fan of, has made good friends with, and then Connor Happer as well, does a lot of stuff around here. You went up to them and talked to them in the press box, and they just so happened to be talking to Damon Bennings. They told the story that you walked up, you introduced yourself to them, but you didn't say anything to Damon. So I'm wanting you to have the floor here to explain yourself.
Yeah, not a lot that I can really say to defend myself, but the one thing is right when I got there pregame, I saw Mitch, and I hadn't seen Damon. I know they were in pregame early. And so I was like, I should introduce myself, but I was like, they're probably working. Probably just shouldn't. And then it gets to halftime, and I see him again. And then I was like, nope, not going to do it. Got halfway down the hall to our press box, and I was with my play-by-play guy. I was like, I got to go just shake their hand. So he left, was doing like halftime, and I went back by myself. And Damon had his back turned to me. So that's my one thing, is that I didn't see him. His back was turned to me, and I came in, and I was across him, shook Mitch's hand, shook Connor's hand, and then I got out of there in like 15 seconds. I was just like, hey, listen to you guys every day prepping for the game, and got out of there. Never looked left, didn't know it was Damon Benning, didn't even really acknowledge the third person there. I was more worried. I was just like breaking up their conversation. I was like, it might be a little rude, but I was in a time crunch. That's my defense. Not a good one.
It's a tough look for Damon. Look, it is what it is. But Damon gets enough attention.
Yeah.
When I saw him leave Arrowhead that day, and the amount of people that were screaming his name and cheering him on like he was Taylor Swift himself walking through the hallways.
Yeah.
So he gets enough attention.
Well, Mitch and Connor told the story. I thought it was funny, and I messaged Mitch. I said, what makes that even funnier is Brady's our intern.
Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look.
But hey, all good. I'm sure have you ran into Damon yet?
I've not met
Okay,
Damon.
well, you'll have to explain yourself to him when you see him
They
next.
said on the show I should make it a running joke, and anytime he's in a conversation, I should introduce myself to whoever he's talking to and walk away.
Oh, that's funny. Well, they've been wanting to hear your side of the story here on the chat, so we finally were able to make that happen. All right, we're going to get to some weekend winners. We'll let you go first tonight.
I'm taking Carter Jensen of the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City kid. There's pictures of him at the World Series in 2015 at the parade, and he got to make his MLB debut this weekend. The Royals are also kind of a weekend loser because they're being no-hit through about 7 innings right now. But
you got them both in there.
Yeah.
My weekend winner is none other than Daniel Jones, starting quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, who was
Of course,
run
you
out
would
of
find a
New
way to
York.
get the Colts in here tonight.
Beat down the Miami Dolphins. 272 yards, a tutty, and no interceptions. Daniel, I think he had a rushing touchdown as well. Danny Dimes, want to know his Colts starting QB.
Super Bowl bound?
I'd say so. Through week 1, Super Bowl favorites.
David, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm going to bring it back to the MLB theme with a big old milestone for Alex Cora. He is the manager for the Boston Red Sox, and recently he got his 600th career win when they beat the Diamondbacks over the weekend. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. All right, I'm going to go with Harper Murray and Adidas. Did you see the custom jacket that they made for Danny Busby
I
Kelly?
did see it.
So
Bejeweled.
we talked about that. Danny's known for her swag on the sideline, wearing the blazers, the heels. When she's at Louisville, she's carrying it over here. So she's a big into fashion. Love the fact that they made her a custom jacket. I wonder when she's going to bust it out.
Probably maybe the Penn State match.
Yeah,
something
big.
like
It's
that.
got to be a big one, right?
It's got to be a big one. Maybe she doesn't wear it, though.
It was sweet.
Maybe it's one
I
you
wish
hang
they'd make
up.
me one of those.
Maybe it's one you hang up, put in a frame. We'll make you one of
No,
them.
she'll wear it. Yeah,
I'll make one for
Why don't
Damon.
you and Damon present me with it?
No, I'm going to make one for Damon.
Oh.
Since he's already got his feelings hurt.
Brady, you're going to make it up
Make
to
him this jacket.
Hey, well, speaking of Danny Busby Kelly, she will be in tomorrow night with John Baylor for our weekly Nebraska volleyball show. If you want to get your questions in, 402-413-2400. Text those in for JB to be able to read those to Danny Busby Kelly. It is entertainment at its finest, those two together. I mean, we thought John Cook and John Baylor were good together, but
It's like two people hanging out.
it is.
And that's what it's like with JB. He's just an awesome guy. He's easy to talk to, and it's what makes for good radio.
He had a big weekend. Of course, stayed unbeaten, but got to play a lot of different. We talked a lot about that with the football team. Got to get some other players in there. Manayo Beche was a star on Friday night. Got to see a lot of different players in on the action this weekend, which is good for. It was good for the football team. It's good for the volleyball team.
Nebraska Athletics unbeaten.
Unbeaten. All we do is win.
May never lose. And
All we do
that's
is
what
win.
we call, I don't know what we call, but we bring it back to what we did in the beginning when we said
Full
the DJ
circle.
Full circle. Thank
Full
you. Very much.
circle.
No, callback is what I was going
Oh,
for. In the
okay.
broadcast industry, it's what we call a callback.
Hey, speaking, Brady had this in the ticker. Kayma Carpenter, we're going to have her on this week as well because Husker soccer doing big things, and they head into Big Ten play this weekend. Got some fun events surrounding their games out at Hibner, so we'll chat about that. So lots of fun stuff throughout the entire week, starting tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, with our Nebraska volleyball show right here on Sports Nightly. Thanks to David and Brady. For Kyle, I'm Jessica. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This life we love has never been easy. We've been blessed with million-dollar rains, and we've watched hope dry up. Still, we press on because our purpose is greater. Central Valley Ag prepares the table alongside our farmers, not just to grow food, but to nourish our families and our communities. At this table, everyone's welcome. Join us. We're saving you a seat. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.